Hello and welcome again to 10 Things About Writing. Today I'm going to talk about something which I personally find very difficult and which I think a lot of people find very difficult also. Creators tend to be brought up to believe that they should be modest, that they shouldn't play up their achievements too much, that they shouldn't seem too proud of what they do. And this is a kind of endemic disease among creators. Most of us have this tendency to put ourselves down. Even after nearly 30 years writing and 18 bestsellers, I still find it really, really hard to say, I did this, I did the best I could, I'm proud of what I did. It's really difficult. Partly because we're in an area where there's lots of criticism. And in some way, I think we try to isolate ourselves from the criticism by already seeming not to believe in ourselves too much. There's that. And there's also the idea that, it's just not good manners to say that you did something that you thought was good. Now, what I would like you to do, if you followed these little seminars, you'll already have achieved something. You will either have got into a consistent pattern of writing, maybe 300 words a day for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That is a milestone. Getting into good writing habits, that's something worth celebrating. It could be that you have written a piece of writing, maybe a chapter of something or a short story or a poem that you're really quite pleased with. It could be that you've fleshed out the first draft of a whole book. That's certainly something you should be proud of. It could be that you've structured your plot in a way that makes sense to you. Again, something to be proud of. These things deserve celebrating. You deserve what everybody else gets when they reach a milestone in their work. And I would like you not only to celebrate, but to acknowledge that you did well and that you are pleased with yourself. This is going to be tricky. And it will feel weird at first. It always feels weird with me when I try to do this, but I want you to try anyway. Remember how you gave yourself permission to write. Remember how odd that was, but I hope how liberating it was. I want you now to give yourself permission to be proud of what you did. And I want you to think of one thing that you have achieved so far that you are proud of. You may want to take a little time to think this one out. When you've thought of it, I want you to come back and say, I did this thing. I worked hard at it. I'm proud of what I achieved. You ready? I'm going to do it too. I have got my achievement crown, and I'm going to say, this is my new book, Orfeo. It's a proof. I sweated blood and wept tears over this book. I'm proud of it, and I think it's pretty good. And I would like you to do this every time you feel the need to celebrate your achievements. It is okay to do this. It's one of the things that keeps us going as writers, little celebrations. You don't have to wait until you have something big, a 3-book deal, a film deal to celebrate, because it could take you years to get to that point. You may never get to that point. It's like being a runner. You celebrate your first 5K. You celebrate the first time you ran for 20 minutes without stopping. You don't wait until you've had a marathon to celebrate. That could take a long time. You may never get to the marathon, but you don't have to worry about hitting the pinnacle before you can actually acknowledge that you tried hard and did well. So repeat after me. I did this thing. I worked hard at it. I'm proud of myself. And keep doing that. Keep doing that. Celebrate your small incremental victories, because they're one of the things that will keep you going as a writer. Your writing, like any other hard work, requires sustenance, requires validation, requires a measure of self-belief. By this, I don't mean being obnoxious all over social media and refusing to take criticism or saying you're the best writer ever. that's not quite the same thing. But acknowledging that you worked hard at something, that something took an effort, that you are quite rightly proud of where that effort has led you, that is something good. That's not being brash or obnoxious or immodest or anything like that. That is the sort of thing that you should be feeling. You have every right to feel it about the things you have done. And as in everything that you achieve, set yourself targets, and when you reach them, give yourself permission to have a little treat, a gift. Buy yourself a chocolate cake. Get yourself a bottle of champagne. Buy yourself a really nice notebook to write in. Something. You should have a reward. You deserve a reward for the things that you're doing, for the things that you've achieved. It's all right to do this. It's all right to give yourself incentives for the hard work you put in. It's okay to be proud of yourself. And I'm proud of you. Till next time. Bye-bye.